I don't know if I have one specific movie that I love more than anything else, um, but I can say that when I was a kid growing up, I used to love the old Clint Eastwood spaghetti western movies. You know, the A Fistful of Dollars for a Few Dollars More, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. I actually liked those movies, but probably more than anything else, I loved watching them with my father. So it was me, my brothers, my mom, and my father particularly would watch those movies over and over again. And today, I think life's come full circle, and the movies that I love watching more than anything else are the ones with my family, with my kids, and superhero Marvel movies make it the top of the list. But above them all would be one movie or one movie franchise, and that's Star Wars. And I even saw the most recent versions of the movies coming out with my father. So there were three generations of us all watching them together. So I don't know if my life comes anywhere close to a superhero movie or a galaxy far, far away. But in terms of art imitating life, I would probably say Forrest Gump. I can think about any number of times in my career where, with a bit of humility, I recognize that I happened to be at the right place at the right time, and good things happened. If I also look back to 25 or 30 years ago, I don't know if I had a specific career or goal or plan in mind, but I did have two questions that allowed myself to guide me. One is, am I enjoying what I'm doing? You know, do I get real enjoyment, satisfaction out of what I'm doing? Am I doing everything I can to make it enjoyable? Am I doing something worthwhile? And secondly, am I learning something? I can think of any number of moments where I've tried to stretch myself or taken risk, maybe made some mistakes, fallen down, picked myself up, but certainly learned a lot. And if I found moments where I can't answer yes to one or both of those questions, then it's usually time for me to think about moving on. Well, dreams are a great thing. You can go anywhere with them, especially if you've got superheroes in them. You can defy gravity. You can do the impossible. I think our industry the energy industry has enormous potential. And I don't know whether it's because the end product of our industry, electricity and natural gas, is something that's hard to grasp or sense, or it's because we've got quite a heavily regulated industry. I think there are any number of factors that tend to preserve the status quo, and that's why dreamers are so important. They think big, they have big thoughts, they encourage themselves and others to take risk that busts through that status quo and unlocks the potential that I know exists. You know, my wife once said that she thinks that I wander around life with a big giant antenna on antenna on my head on receive, sort of listening mode, and I think that's partially true. I do try to go through life, listening, absorbing, trying to learn from anyone and anything that I come across. I think there are great leaders who contribute by coming up with new ideas or new ways of thinking. I think there are equally a great number of leaders who contribute by connecting ideas together or connecting people who might be working on two sides of the same idea, both of which are equally important together. And I don't know if that's leading or following, but it's worked well for me over my career. If I think about the ventures part of the unit, the ventures unit that I lead, so much of what's important for their success is keeping their eyes and ears to the ground, seeing those ideas that have great potential. And whether you're, someone that's working on the idea itself or you're helping to scale a great idea, I think in both cases you're a leader. The title that I would choose is from the David Bowie song Changes. I've probably best describes, or is one word to describe my life and my career. I was born in South Asia, grew up in England, and then settled in Northern Ireland. And professionally, I've worked on both sides of the Atlantic. By the time I hit college, I had lived in 7 or 8 homes, 5 cities, 3 different countries, professionally worked in different cities in the UK, in Philadelphia, Boston, Connecticut, London, Houston, and back to Boston again. That's quite a lot of change. And I think that we'd all agree that change is a constant in life today. And to be successful in any career, in almost any company, you have to be able to have the ability to adapt to change. And that's the word I'd use.